Welcome back to Jersey Matters. I'm Larry Mendte. For years, New Jersey topped the list of people moving out of the state, and this year, again, was no exception. And our next guest says it's only going to get worse. John Boyd is the principal at the Boyd Company that specializes in site selection for corporations. Thanks for being back. I appreciate you coming in again. Governor Murphy, we're taping this after Governor Murphy just had his State of the State address. And I guess he surprised everyone by tripling down, he's tried now twice, tripling down on the Millionaires Tax. You say that's going to exacerbate a problem that already exists.
Absolutely. By far, the biggest challenge to New Jersey's economy has been the outmigration of people, wealth, and business. Over the past 15 years, New Jersey has lost over $30 billion in personal income to lower tax states. It's not just high net worth individuals, and we can talk about the role that the Millionaires Tax will play. It'll be a catalyst for more wealth to leave New Jersey. It's also young millennials that have better career prospects in some of the emerging lower cost, more tax-friendly tech markets. It's also middle-class retirees. It's firefighters, police officers, teachers that retire, move out of state, and take their pensions with them. And if that's not an indictment on New Jersey's tax climate, I don't know what is.
No, you've been on the show that we do in Delaware as well, and we know that in southern Delaware, the property values have gone sky high, and it's all 90% of it is retirees from New Jersey who still want to live near the beach, still want to see their grandkids, but don't want to pay taxes here.
Absolutely, and of course, the 2017 Tax Reform Act, which capped property tax deductions at $10,000, was a major catalyst for middle class and for high net worth individuals to leave New Jersey. Now we're doubling down on this with this proposed new Millionaires Tax.
Well, what you're talking about, and I'll get to the Millionaires Tax in a second, but what you're talking about is so important, and that is everybody thinks the Millionaires Tax is going to be a big deal and that the millionaires are going to leave, but when you have thousands of people with disposable income as retirees who are now going to enjoy their life, and they're teachers and they're firefighters and they're government employees who find it unaffordable to stay here, that could be as much money as we're talking about with the Millionaires Tax.
Absolutely. And New Jersey doesn't have a revenue problem. We have a spending problem. The governor's budget that he laid out yesterday in the State of the State address increases the budget by 3%. It's rising property tax rates, it's rising corporate income tax rates, it's rising personal income tax rates. That's making the state unaffordable for all segments of the labor market.
And to your point, and you brought this up too, it's a bookend problem, right? Because you have retirees who don't want to stay here because of the taxes, especially with the estate tax and the inheritance tax and some other problems with taxes and property taxes. But people coming just out of college can't afford to live here. And the colleges, I know that a couple of colleges, especially Kane College, is trying to deal with this, to try to keep graduates to stay in New Jersey, and they're having a difficult time doing it. It's not finding jobs, right? It's just the affordability.
It's the affordability. If you look at some of the fastest growing, successful technology markets and healthcare markets, it's lower cost, lower tax places like Raleigh, North Carolina. It's South Florida. It's in Phoenix and Las Vegas, which has a growing technology cluster. These are states with lower property taxes. These are states with less regulations. These are states with less income taxes. So, New Jersey really has exported a lot of anti-business policies to other states. We would be well served to look at what winning states are doing. They're cutting taxes, they're cutting regulations.
So let's talk about the Millionaires Tax specifically, because this is going to be his third try for the Millionaires Tax. I guess he got something last time, but not exactly what he wants on the Millionaires Tax. There's a debate over whether that will really push people away, because people that have that much money, it may not affect that much, and they might just say, I like living in New Jersey, I can afford it. Is there analytics? Are there numbers on this?
Yes, roughly 20,000 New Jerseyans are likely to be impacted by this new Millionaires Tax, and it will be yet another driver for them to move to lower tax states. And the point that I make here is that these are precisely the New Jerseyans that we can't afford to lose. These are business owners. These are C-level executives of major corporations.
But we will lose them. The argument against
we will lose a significant share of these high net worth individuals, and they're going to take their money with them. And that's an indictment on Trenton lawmakers. We should make this state more desirable for business creators and for high net worth individuals. they're leaving the state. They're taking their money with them to other markets.
I know.
In Florida, they're throwing parades at Governor Murphy's speech yesterday. I mean, the development community there is very excited.
You're talking about something different. I'm talking about people moving. You're talking about businesses moving.
Well, these are the executives that are moving. 10 years ago, these executives would have a second home in South Florida. Now they're making South Florida their primary residence, and they're bringing their businesses there, and they're encouraging their friends and their colleagues to do the same. We see that momentum almost every week. There's an announcement of a major leader in the financial services industry or healthcare industry leaving New Jersey for these lower cost alternatives.
So it's not. Is it just the last straw? Is it not the millionaire's tax in and of itself, but the fact that there are so many other taxes, and this is like, well, great, now I have to pay this, and I'm going to get out of here?
I think the perfect storm really is the property tax cap at $10,000 just a couple of years ago, which really was a major catalyst. Now with the millionaire's tax, and this idea of Governor Murphy following through on his campaign pledge to make New Jersey California-like with sanctuary state status, which will increase the costs, make government even more expensive. It's $15 mandated minimum wage. It's the new independent contractor bill, which will astronomically increase labor costs. Many of those costs, of course, will be transferred to the consumer, making New Jersey even more unaffordable.
It's a vicious circle, isn't it? It's spiraling down because when you increase taxes or when you have retirees and millennials leaving the state, you're affecting your tax base, and then you're not able to pay your budget or pay down your pension, and so you have to raise taxes again.
Absolutely. And what you didn't hear yet in yesterday's State of the State address was anything about making government less costly in New Jersey. Things like promoting privatization, consolidating state services, making it easier for municipalities to merge and reduce redundant cost structures. You didn't hear anything about that. You heard about finding new ways to tax and spend.
I know that the NGBIA does a study every year about the business climate, what it's like across the country and what it's like in New Jersey. And New Jersey always ranks last. And people are worried, I guess, that run businesses, and you talk to them all the time, about the uncertainty of the future. They're not sure where taxes are going or what New Jersey is going to be like in a couple of years.
And I saw that survey. In that survey, that NJBIA survey, only 14% of business owners here in New Jersey announced that they plan to expand or relocate projects in the Garden State this next year. 30% of business owners said if they do expand, they'll do so out of New Jersey.
Are you talking to people right now that want to leave?
Absolutely.
You're working with people as we speak. Can you say how many without naming names?
We always joke we've made a career over the years of helping businesses get out of high-cost New Jersey. We've never had more interest, not just among companies, but also high-net-worth individuals that want to move their operations, that want to engage in new development activity, mixed-use, transit-oriented activity, projects that maybe they would have done in New Jersey a decade or so ago, now just faced with this never-ending tax and spend scenario that they're doing so.
And it's a significant amount of money they can save. When they leave, it's significant.
Certainly.
Millions of dollars, right?
Yes,
every year.
Yes.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you coming in. As always, John Boyd, principal at the Boyd Company. Still to come, if you have bought or thinking about buying an electric car, we've got some good news for you. That's coming up.